Now in 4 News Now at 6, for the first time in almost a decade, families can apply for housing vouchers in Spokane County. We'll show you if you qualify.
And say goodbye to the 80-degree weather. We're tracking another heat wave on the way. We'll show you when temperatures will peak and how hot they'll get in your First Alert forecast.
Plus, the heroic story of a Spokane Valley 8-year-old who inspired a new cartoon. Tonight at 6:30. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. And we begin with some breaking news. People had to evacuate an apartment building on Monroe and Broadway across the street from the courthouse in downtown Spokane. The fire started around 5:15 this evening. Very light smoke could be seen. You will want to avoid this area, though, for at least the next half hour due to the firefighting equipment that is blocking the roads. The cause of this fire is under investigation. Well, it's been 8 years since people living in Spokane County could apply for a housing voucher. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. Kirsten O'Connor has the night off. The application is now open, but that will only be the case for a few days. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez joins us to share how you can apply today.
For many people, a Section 8 housing voucher means the difference between sleeping on the streets or sleeping in a home. The program supports low-income families, the elderly, and people who are disabled. Spokane Housing Authority says in the last 24 hours, it's already received 1,700 applicants. Don't let this discourage you, though. The position a person holds on the wait list can change quickly. The list is ordered by the date and time you submit, but it's also based on factors like whether you have dependents under 18 or a head of household who is disabled or elderly. Anyone with a need is encouraged to join the growing waiting list.
We know that people are excited about the opportunity. Also, it's an indicator to our staff that the need for housing assistance is extensive, and people are looking for solutions. And the Housing Choice Voucher Program can be one of those solutions for people.
To qualify for the Housing Choice Voucher waitlist, a household of 3 can make up to $44,050 annually. The application is open now and will close on August 5th. The form is easy to complete, but if you'd rather do it in person as opposed to online, you can go to any Spokane County Library location. There, you can have someone guide you through the whole process. For more information, you can head over to our website, kxly.com. In studio, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Allison, thank you. In our fire watch coverage tonight, all evacuation orders for the Gwen fire burning in Latah and Nez Perce counties have been downgraded to level 1. So far, the fire has burned about 45 square miles and is 34% contained. And all lanes are back open on Highway 195 just south of Spokane following the cleanup of the Mullen Road fire. Well, a man is now facing charges for starting a wildfire in Grant County that left one person seriously injured. That fire burned east of Soap Lake last night. And here's a photo of that fire. The sheriff's office says this was caused by 25-year-old David Tesliuk, who was burning trash outside. That fire destroyed 4 RVs, 4 other vehicles, and 7 outbuildings. He now faces first-degree reckless burning. Meteorologist Matt Gray joins us now. He's in for Chris Crocker. And Matt, our cooler, wet weather really gave fire crews a chance to dig into those fires, but temperatures will be rising fast again here over the next few days.
Yeah, we're basically headed back into what we saw earlier in the months. We got this break and really is good because we saw a lot of progress made on some of these fires over the past few days. But yeah, we're just going right back into it for the month of August. We've got excessive heat warnings up. Now, these will go through Saturday. So we've got Friday, we've got Saturday. Areas in the purple colors, we are talking about the risk for triple-digit heat and extended heat throughout the day and the night. So it is going to be another tough few days as those temperatures stay in the upper 90s and low 100s. Sound familiar? Well, it should. That was basically most of July. We finally, over the past week or so, just got down to seeing some below average highs here in the month of July. But guess what? The month's already over. And now that we've had these few days here, it's about a week to readjust. Well, we've hit 90 in Spokane today, and we are going back up to the 100s. So this this is going to go fast, right? So far, or today, actually do believe we just hit 90 degrees for our high. Friday, we're up into the upper 90s. Saturday is expected to be when this heat will peak, and it's going to be a doozy here. 102, not the hottest day we've had so far this year, but pretty darn hot, with more triple digits possibly again as we head into Sunday. So a lot going on and a lot about to change in your weather, but the big thing is a weather alert day with that heat coming back around once again. We'll take a look at your extended forecast and show you how long that hot weather is going to be sticking around this time.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, this is 21-year-old Aaron Ong. The Moscow man accused of kidnapping his own daughter and taking her to Mexico is now sitting inside the Whitman County Jail. Over the last few weeks, he's been in an Arizona jail waiting to be extradited back to the inland Northwest. Police searched nationwide for Ong after he said he took his toddler camping in Montana, but then never returned the little girl to her mother. Ong and his daughter were found in Mexico earlier this month. The child's mother says Ong had been abusive and that she was in the process of taking him to court for not paying child support. Now, today, the Whitman County Prosecutor's Office announced it will let federal prosecutors handle this case, saying the federal government has the resources to hold Ong accountable. In our For the People coverage tonight, you have less than a week to cast your vote in the primary election. With growing concerns over the past couple of years regarding the security of mail-in ballots, Marissa Rio has answers to the questions you may have about voting in the primaries.
I'm getting ready to cast my vote in the primaries right now, and once I drop off my ballot in this ballot drop-off box, Spokane County Elections Office says it's safe with them.
Once it's received, it's always, it's done in at least 2 people are with the ballot at all times.
Voting is one of America's most cherished freedoms, and the Spokane County Elections Office says it takes the proper security measures to ensure that your ballot is safe. There are multiple stages and people in the ballot processing routine. It goes through a sorter where the ballot is verified, then the signature on the ballot is verified.
If it's not being processed, they're in behind locked doors, and when we leave at night, those doors are sealed. And we have security cameras on all doors and exits watching to make sure there's no unauthorized access.
All ballots need to be dropped off by August 6th at 8 p.m. For more information on where ballot box locations are, visit our website at kxly.com. In Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office is searching for a man who shot at a woman while her 2 kids were in the car. Investigators say it happened at a parking lot near East Sprague and South Conklin, east of Sullivan Road, last night. Deputies were told the man pulled out a pistol and shot at the woman. The bullet hit the driver's side window. The woman had minor injuries that investigators say was most likely caused by flying glass. The kids were not hurt. Well, check your fridge. Over 7 million pounds of boar's head deli meat is being recalled. We'll explain which disease it may be infected with coming up. And concerns about a new housing development in one South Spokane neighborhood, why some in the area feel blindsided by this construction.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+. Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Well, it's almost election time.
Typical politicians trying to tell us they're conservative.
Yeah, well, that's not Congressman Newhouse. He worked with the liberals to try to remove Trump. And don't get me started on that Sessler.
He's not just a vegan.
Sessler wants a 30% tax on everything we buy.
Even my haircut.
Even my beer. He wants 30% if I want to buy new land.
So the choice is a never Trumper or a vegan.
Tiffany Smiley.
Oh, Smiley's the one.
I really like her.
MWSA Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Bounce back fast from heartburn with Tums Gummy Bites and love food back.
I've always been drawn to artists like this. Yeah, me too. This used to be one of my favorites when I was younger. You're me. Yeah, after you quit the firm and follow your passion.
Face your future with Whitworth University.
50th, dead last. Washington has the lowest number of law enforcement officers per capita of any state. That's unacceptable. As governor, I'll fix it. Public safety is my top priority. I'll hire more police and first responders, create a statewide response unit to tackle the fentanyl crisis, and invest the $1 billion I won from drug companies to increase treatment. Washingtonians must feel safe and be safe for our state to thrive.
Stay ahead of your moderate to severe eczema and show off clearer skin and less itch with Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists that helps heal your skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
What happens if your air conditioner breaks down?
Can you always trust the repair technician?
Next, Inside Edition.
So there's a leak in the system.
$1,736? That's really expensive.
Inside Edition investigates what our hidden cameras reveal.
We know that air conditioning unit does not need all the repairs.
Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Welcome back. Dozens of homes are set to be built on the Glen Rose Prairie. Neighbors are concerned about the changes it's already causing. The housing development is on a 25-acre lot right next to Chase Middle School. The developers have been working on this project since 2022, and neighbors say there's been a lack of communication on what the development will actually look like. Derek Strom has more on how this development is changing the Glen Rose Prairie.
Here on South Carnahan Lane near the Glen Rose Prairie in Spokane, neighbors have been told that this road will be the entrance to a new housing development nearby that will include over 90 new homes. But neighbors are concerned about the effects that it'll have on this normally very quiet street. Neighbors living near the construction site of a new housing development on the Glen Rose Prairie say they start hearing construction vehicles around 7 in the morning. Traffic in the neighborhood has already increased in the last few months, and that's only going to continue as dozens of homes are built nearby.
It's going to take, they said, probably 5 years for it to be complete, right? So this is my reality for 5 years, right? These are the sounds and sights that I will see for 5 more years.
Fleming says she understands the need for housing in the area, but she still wishes there was more communication from the developers and the county. She says she was blindsided by the developers telling her neighbors that their street would be the main entrance for the new neighborhood.
They initially had said that they were only going to use this road as, you know, to get their equipment in and out. And then they said, no, now this is going to be the main entrance, which it's going to be 90 houses, I think. So, I mean, that's an impact.
Fleming says she's worried about the amount of traffic coming through her neighborhood and whether South Carnahan Lane will be able to handle that. Fleming's also worried about the environmental impacts of building so many homes in the area. She says construction crews clear-cut a large number of trees to make room for the development.
We'll also never see trees that size again in my lifetime or maybe my kids' lifetime. So now they're gone, and they just got cut up and shredded into little pieces and carted off for, 4 months.
We reached out to the developer but have not heard back by news time. In Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Well, things looking pretty nice in your weather today overall, especially with some pretty nice air quality from most of the inland Northwest. Now for tomorrow, it's going to be a lot hotter, and I think it's going to be a little hazier too, and I'll show you why coming up here in a few minutes.
Well, before we go to break, we want to remind you that you can watch the NFL Hall of Fame game tomorrow right here on ABC. Because of the game, there are some scheduled changes you need to know about, though. You can catch World News with David Muir at 3:30, then a special edition of 4 News Now at 4 leading into the game. Coverage for the Hall of Fame game between the Houston Texans and the Chicago Bears starts at 5. Then you can join us again for another special edition of 4 News Now after the game with highlights.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Our cost of living is out of control, and people are hurting. Gas, food, and housing prices are among the nation's highest. The cost of crime is soaring, and we're the worst for taxes and spending. As governor, I will fund what works, fix what doesn't, and stop spending money we just don't have. Bob Ferguson won't change a thing. I will, and that's the difference.
Dave Reichert. Get rid of bugs as soon as you see them with Zevo sprays. Zevo uses essential oils to eliminate up to 20 household insects. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets. Anywhere? Gotcha. Anytime. Zevo. People friendly, bug deadly.
Are you tired of your hair breaking after waiting years for it to grow? New Pantene with more pro vitamins plus biotin and collagen repairs as well as the leading luxury bonding brand. Stronger, healthier hair without the $60 price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
Elevate your summer with cashback checking and savings accounts from Canopy Credit Union with an incredible 6.17 annual percentage yield on your first $25,000 in your checking account and a generous 4.07 annual percentage yield on your first $50,000 in your savings. You can potentially earn over $3,500 a year. Level up your finances this summer. Canopy Credit Union. Here, you grow. Limits and conditions apply.
Our story began with my dad becoming forgetful, that then morphed into an Alzheimer's diagnosis. And at the same time, my mom had Parkinson's. I want the best for my parents because they wanted the best for me. I think if I had walk hairs, I would have had a different reality. There's a little less pressure, a lot less fear. Walk hairs and your ability to take it to another state is huge.
I broke my left foot, and my left foot is larger than my right foot.
My right foot's bigger than my left foot.
That is why we found each other.
Let's ride. Minnie Driver from the Serpent Queen.
Watch live tomorrow at 9, right after GMA.
Well, thanks for watching 4 News Now. Weather's been really nice the last couple of days, and I wish it could stay that way, but it just seems that we are going to kind of repeat what was a very, very hot July as we head into August. So our next heat wave begins tomorrow with upper 90s. We'll get into the 100s. At the very least, Friday, we may see more days touch 100 degrees briefly during the afternoons. We'll also likely see the return of smoky skies in some form or fashion. There is, however, a silver lining here when it comes to where the smoke is coming from, at least for the next couple of days, and what that means for your air quality. So let's take a look at the satellite picture this evening. The sun setting across the east and into the Midwest. Lots of lightning storms as you move over places like Nebraska down into Texas and New Mexico. But then you've got some things moving around over here in this loop over the past hour. So let's zoom in. You probably guessed what these are already because it is perfectly sunny across the West Coast. And so these are plumes of smoke across Oregon. And then this big one from this park fire, which you may have heard about on national newscasts and here on 4 News Now, producing a ton of smoke. And see which way it's drifting, folks. Drifting to the north. And that is how the pattern will continue to go as this high pressure strengthens and begins to work its way our direction. So all of this smoke from all of these fires are going to continue to track to the north, moving around this high pressure and eventually working their way to the inland northwest. And so here in the next couple of days, our skies will go from clear and blue to hot and hazy, and it's going to be because of more than just that we'll likely see more activity from local wildfires. We'll see how we go once this begins to weaken again, starting on Saturday and Sunday. But this is going to be a quick heat up. Look at all that smoke that you can see here on the forecast computer there that we just saw on satellite. So pretty good idea of what's going on here, right? So as we head through Thursday, we head through Thursday night, we're going to start to see things get a little bit hazier and a little bit smokier. Now, the good news is this is way, way off the ground. So it's going to look disgusting outside. It's definitely going to look way different than it does today with those perfect blue skies. But the good news here is that air quality by and large is going to stay in the good to moderate range depending on how close you are to some of our local fires. But it definitely might be a little bit of a weird look as we're waking up on Friday morning. So in the meantime, and at least for the foreseeable future, which is really only the next 24, 36 hours, good air quality around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but we will see those hazy skies from that elevated smoke. Yeah, a hot one tomorrow. Things are going to heat up quick. We'll see 100s in Omak, Grand Coulee, Moses Lake, Lewiston into the 100s as well. And it will not be long before Spokane and Coeur d'Alene join in on the action. So Friday is going to be the hottest day because of some of that elevated smoke. I've actually kept this number conservative. I know that's strange to say when we're talking about 102 degrees, but just something to keep in mind here. Sometimes the smoke can keep those temperatures down somewhat. Either way, it is going to be pretty darn hot, and it doesn't look like it's going to be ending anytime soon.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, Boar's Head is recalling an additional 7 million pounds of deli meat as federal authorities investigate a deadly outbreak of Listeria food poisoning. The new recall includes 71 products under the Boar's Head and Old Country brands. The recalls are tied to an ongoing outbreak of Listeria that's killed 2 people and made nearly 3 dozen more sick across 13 states. Listeria typically causes fever, muscle aches, and tiredness, and may cause stiff neck, confusion, loss of balance, and convulsions. Infections are especially dangerous for people over 65, those with weakened immune systems, and during pregnancy.
Pregnant women, their immune systems are relatively weakened, and they have a risk of transmitting the infection to their unborn baby.
Now, symptoms can occur quickly or up to 10 weeks after eating contaminated food. Well, WSU kicked off fall camp this morning. We hear from head coach Jake Dickert in a report from Pullman coming up later in sports. The Federal Reserve could soon start lowering interest rates, what financial experts say you can do now to make sure you get the best rate. And tensions in the Middle East are growing following 2 assassinations. The impact they could have on a potential ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I'm Ben Stucker. Over the last 24 years, I've been building a diverse coalition. I know how to get the resources that we deserve, and I know we can be more effective in the way that we address the increasing number of folks who need mental health care in a plan to attack the fentanyl crisis. Join our coalition for positive change. I'm running for the 3rd Legislative District House seat, and I ask for your support.
Paid for by Friends of Ben Stucker, Democrat.
I bet Allison doesn't get jelly on her shirt.
Bet Noah Lyles doesn't get smoothie on his jersey.
Oh, come on. Bet Carl Lewis doesn't get tomato sauce on his jacket. Dang it.
Stains happen to the best of us. When they do, Tide's got you covered.
Pasta in Paris?
When in Rome, it's got to be Tide. America's #1 detergent.
He's not going to pick her. No.
Oh, is this really happening? It's like it was destiny. Reese's Pieces and cookie dough together in a DQ Blizzard. Bet you didn't see that coming.
I did not see that coming. I did.
Hold on, are we still talking about the Blizzard?
I wonder if they're still together. No.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert, the Reese's Pieces cookie dough Blizzard is like really good. DQ, happy tastes good.
It won't be hard to find someone to fix this. But before I started Angie's List, different story. A lot has changed for us at Angie since then, but the issues facing homeowners are the same. And the solution, too. Skilled local pros. Get started at Angie.com.
Well, it's almost election time.
Typical politicians trying to tell us they're conservative.
Yeah, well, that's not Congressman Newhouse. He worked with the liberals to try to remove Trump. And don't get me started on that Sessler.
He's not just a vegan.
Sessler wants a 30% tax on everything we buy.
Even my haircut.
Even my beer. He wants 30% if I want to buy new land.
So the choice is a never-Trumper or a vegan.
Tiffany Smiley.
Oh, Smiley's the one.
I really like her.
MWSA Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Festival at Sandpoint.
In news around the world, we want to warn you that some of the video in this next story may be difficult to watch. Tensions in the Middle East dramatically escalating after 2 assassinations in the past 48 hours. Many are now concerned this will impact a ceasefire deal to end the war in Gaza. CNN's Brian Abel reports on the strikes in Iran and Lebanon and how the U.S. is reacting.
Overnight in Iran, the targeted killing of Hamas's political chief Ismail Haniyeh, a dramatic blow to the militant group. The future of ceasefire talks with Israel over Gaza now unclear, as Haniyeh was a key player. Iran blaming Israel and vowing to avenge the killing. Israel has neither confirmed nor denied it was behind the assassination. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu didn't mention Haniya's death in a speech Wednesday, but said Israel would, quote, settle the score with anyone who harms us. Former U.S. Secretary of Defense Mark Esper calling the strike an embarrassment for Iran, who he says will have to respond.
Absolutely. Very significant, arguably the most important attack against Iran and its proxies since the April strike in Damascus.
In response to that strike in April, Iran launched dozens of missiles and drones toward Israel in an hours-long attack. The majority were intercepted by Israel, with U.S. forces lending a hand. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin saying the U.S. would do so again. Haniya was the second leader of an Iran-backed group assassinated in a 24-hour period. On Tuesday, Israel killed Hezbollah's most senior military commander in Lebanon, Fuad Shakir, in a targeted strike. Israel says he was responsible for this rocket attack on a football pitch in Israeli-occupied Golan Heights that killed 12 young people. The killings raising fears that the conflict in Gaza could become a wider war.
This is very dangerous. The wave of war is coming rather than peace coming to the region.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
Well, around the nation, Democrats are eagerly awaiting who Vice President Kamala Harris picks as her running mate, as a few contenders appear to be rising to the front of the pack. The top contenders include Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Each of them showing their support for Harris, saying she's the right person to take on former President Donald Trump in November.
She is ready to not just be the standard bearer of our party, but to be the 47th president of the United States of America.
He called her a bum. If he wants to see a bum, he ought to look in the mirror.
I have 2 daughters and a granddaughter. I really worry about their rights if Donald Trump is elected again and J.D. Vance is the vice president.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg and Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear are also still in the conversation. There will be a decision soon. A source familiar with the planning says Harris and her running mate will travel to a series of battleground states next week. Well, the Federal Reserve is signaling it could soon lower interest rates, but one financial expert says those cuts will come slowly.
So if you have high-cost credit card debt, or even a home equity line of credit, many of which have rates in the double digits right now, you need to continue to prioritize paying down that debt aggressively.
Experts say anyone waiting for more favorable terms on loans can use this time to make sure their credit is in good shape.
Make sure your credit rating is in the best possible position that it can be so you can qualify for the most competitive rates. Comparison shop, not only for the financing, but for the vehicle, for the home. Negotiate, make sure you're not overpaying on price.
All right, still ahead on 4 News Now at 6:30. The heroic acts of a local 8-year-old inspired this new cartoon. The lesson it's meant to teach your kids. Next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Higher prices, a wide-open border, dysfunction in D.C. We need new leadership in Washington. We need Michael Baumgartner. He'll stop the reckless spending. Baumgartner will work to close the southern border once and for all. And he'll never stop fighting for Eastern Washington families. It's time for a change. It's time for a common-sense conservative. It's time for Michael Baumgartner in Congress. Conservatives for American Excellence is responsible for the content of this advertising.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
So what do you think about these?
Yeah, we're going to take...
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Don't relocate, renovate. As your needs change, update your bathroom with aging and accessibility solutions designed to keep the space safe and stylish. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
There are a few things you should know before returning your ballot. Mary Beckler is a liberal Democrat who endorsed Kamala. Jared Sessler is a tax-hiking vegan. And Amnesty Dan Newhouse failed on the border. Tiffany Smiley is endorsed by law enforcement and grassroots leaders. Tiffany worked with President Trump on behalf of our veterans, and she'll do it again to close the border and make our communities safe again.
I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
Next ET, Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, tell him you hate it.
Their epic ET prank. Plus Josh Hartnett's thrilling return.
Hopefully this will surprise people.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I am in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
I called 911 and with the firefighters, my mom needed help.
Now, the voice you hear in this cartoon belongs to an 8-year-old boy from Spokane Valley. Lionel Bermudez called 911 after his mom, Monica, suffered a seizure in their family's kitchen. His quick thinking and aid to first responders were credited with saving his mom's life. And today, Lionel is being immortalized for his heroism. Our Hunter Bertram shares the cartoon created in his honor.
This new cartoon depicts the incredible story of when an emergency unexpectedly hit the Bermudez family, a situation of life and death, like so many emergencies that happen when we least expect it, forcing 8-year-old Lionel Bermudez, the young boy you see behind me, to act fast in order to save his mommy.
A nightmare turned reality for this Spokane Valley family. A mother seizing on the kitchen floor, her 2 kids, 8 and 11 months old, watching.
I called 911 and with the firefighters, my mom needed help.
8-year-old Lionel Bermudez acting fast, doing what his mother, Monica, taught him to do.
I stayed home the whole time.
He did everything right. He called 911 immediately. He took care of his little sister while we were taking care of his mom. He let us in.
When they arrived, I checked to make sure it was them. While they helped my mom, I took care of my little sister.
7 months ago, we spoke with Lionel as he was honored with the life-saving award from the Spokane Valley Fire Department.
I feel happy too because I helped my mom.
Now, a new honor made. One that immortalizes his heroic actions.
When Lionel found his mom unresponsive on the kitchen floor, he knew just what to do to help.
A cartoon created to show kids in our community that calling 911 not only saves lives, but isn't as scary as it seems.
We wanted kids here in our community to see this video and understand it doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can be a hero.
His family reacting to this cartoon overjoyed, seeing themselves come alive in animation. This was also the first ever public service announcement cartoon done by the Spokane Valley Fire Department. Head to KXLY.com to watch the full animation. In studio tonight, I'm Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
That is really, really cool.
Super cool.
All right. Matt Gray joining us once again. You're tracking some extreme heat on the way. That's why you and the rest of the Weather Alert team are calling these Weather Alert days here coming up.
That's right. We've had a whole week now, basically, where things kind of got back to normal, or at least felt a little bit more normal. And now in just 2 days, we're going to heat back up again to all that nasty weather that we saw much, much earlier in the month of July. And so we begin August with another heat wave, more 100s on the way across our entire region, and especially on Friday and Saturday. That heat is going to be extremely tough to take. We think that Friday is going to be the peak of the heat, but through the overnight, Friday night into Saturday morning, it's not going to cool down much, and especially folks without air conditioning or limited air conditioning, it is going to be another tough couple of days. We're already going to start to see those temperatures begin to rise in the overnight. Lows will only be right around 60 degrees in Spokane and in Coeur d'Alene. And then we will be up into the upper 90s. So we just hit 90 about an hour ago in Spokane proper. And so we're going to be, it's going to be quite a jump across pretty much all of our region from 80s and 90s to 90s. And yes, there will be a few spots that hit the 100s for tomorrow. We'll also see skies begin to turn a little hazy again as some wildfire smoke comes up from California. Good news, though, air quality expected to remain good. There's places that'll hit 100 tomorrow. Omak, Grand Coulee, Moses Lake. Lewiston is going to really start to feel the squeeze from this heat. This is going to be an extremely quick warm-up, and that's why we want to make sure that everybody knows about it now. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, especially if you're working or doing anything outside over the next couple of days. So how long is this heat going to be sticking around? We've got that answer coming up in your forecast, plus Wildlife Wednesday.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, right now, one local group is trying to clean headstones like these at Greenwood Cemetery that were covered in flame retardant because of the Upper Cemetery fire. That fire burned in West Spokane off of Government Way. Our Alexandra Cohen-Yard shows us the group's efforts.
Although this exact area was not hit by the Upper Cemetery fire, many of the tombstones are now seeing an impact as they have a pink reddish retardant stain on them. Now, one local group is stepping up today to help with the cleanup efforts. During firefighting efforts last Friday, some retardant hit 2 of Greenwood Memorial Terrace's lawns.
So we just been on our best effort to clean it all up.
Jay Hune has been working alongside the rest of the groundskeepers at the cemetery to clean up the damage. He told me they could see the smoke build up behind the ridge last week. Hune says the cleanup effort has taken a lot of time. Luckily, Team Blaze, a local triathlon team, is stepping in to help out.
Just greatly appreciate them coming to help out because it's a lot of work that needs to be done and we still have a lot to do.
If you're still interested in helping out, Team Blaze will be here until 8 p.m. tonight. I'll have the full story on Nightside about exactly what is pushing them to do this project. Reporting in Spokane, Alexandra Cohen-Yards, 4 News Now.
Well, Spokane's interim police chief, Justin Lundgren, will be leaving his position next week to work at the Spokane County Sheriff's Office. Lundgren says he's worked alongside the sheriff for years and feels like the sheriff's office is a good fit for him. Lundgren says he knew his position as interim chief was only for the short term, and he's looking forward to helping the new chief, Kevin Hall, transition into the department.
It provides me an opportunity to come in from kind of from the outside and be able to be just a fresh set of eyes in their organization to learn as much as I can.
Now, Lundgren says going forward, the number of shootings they see in the city is one of the biggest challenges facing the department. Some potentially good news for pickleball lovers. Tonight, Spokane Parks is considering teaming up with Spokane Pickleball Club to expand courts and events around the city. Spokane Parks says it currently provides a lower than average service for the sport. Just last month, Spokane's first dedicated pickleball courts opened up in Corbin Park. This potential new partnership would mean more ways to play the sport for free and more opportunities to learn, compete, and watch. And the money to fund it all won't be coming out of your pockets.
The funding really comes from a variety of sources, so it's our members. We want to work with businesses who want to get involved as well, and then applying for public grants.
And tonight, the Spokane Parks Board will hear the proposal for the first time. Then the board will vote on the agreement next month. For the latest updates, you can head to our website at KXLY.com. Well, around the Northwest, Boeing has named a veteran of the aerospace industry as its new CEO. Robert Kelly Ortberg will take over as the company is dealing with legal, regulatory, and production issues. This announcement comes as the company reported a $1.4 billion loss. Ortberg previously served as CEO of supplier Rockwell Collins. He has a background as an engineer, not in finance, but that could encourage some staff who have criticized Boeing's management for caring more about money than engineering quality. Unlike their current CEO, Ortberg will be based in Seattle rather than its headquarters in Virginia. Washington Senator Patty Murray released a statement reading in part, "It's good that the new CEO will be based in Seattle, but they should move headquarters back to Washington State as well. Boeing should return to its roots, listen to its workers, particularly those who actually build their planes, and put safety and quality first." Well, WSU opened up fall camp today, but the Cougs weren't the only team practicing on the Palouse.
Oh, no, the Idaho Vandals got things started, but they weren't inside the Kibbe Dome, which I thought was interesting. Why head coach Jason Eck wants more outdoor practices and how it could help the team. That's next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
As an OBGYN, Dr. Bernadine Bank has served the women of our community. In Congress, she'll continue fighting for women's health. When our freedoms are under attack, we need a doctor in the House. Vote Dr. Bank by August 6th.
I'm Dr. Bernadine Bank, and I approve this message.
He's freaking us out. He's #1 on our hit list.
Tonight, Claim to Fame has all the competitive reality TV deliciousness.
You're not going to show me. I don't need to show. I'll never forget this. So then die.
Claim to Fame, new tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no-obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer. Oh, my love, how am I kissing?
The award-winning Spokane Valley Summer Theater presents Buddy, the Buddy Holly story, featuring some of the greatest rock and roll songs ever written, including That'll Be the Day, Peggy Sue, La Bamba, Chantilly Lace, Rave On, and more. Running July 26th through August 11th. Tickets available now at svsummertheater.com or call 509-368-7897.
Are you struggling to get through the day? Are you experiencing chronic pain, burning, numbness, and tingling in your hands or feet? Pay attention, because you are probably experiencing peripheral neuropathy. The most common symptoms are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, and problems with balance. Neuropathy is treatable, and our office can help. It's time to get real results. Pick up your phone and call us right now. If you're one of the first 25 callers, you'll receive a free nerve damage screening. This nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious nerve damage and if you're qualified for our cutting-edge treatment program to stop the nerve damage. Don't wait until it's too late and your symptoms get so bad that you lose your freedom and are restricted to a wheelchair, walker, or need amputation. Call now to be one of the first 25 callers to receive a free nerve damage screening. Hurry, call now to find out if you qualify for our free nerve damage screening and see how we can change your life. It's time to feel better. Call today.
Well, it's like Christmas in July for football fans. WSU kicked off fall camp this morning. Sports director Julian Minnesone joins us. And Julian, I made the drive down to Pullman to check out the Cougs myself today, and it just felt good to have football back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the first day of camp is a lot like the first day of school. A lot of excitement, a lot of nerves, but you just want to make the teacher happy. That's exactly what the Cougs did. Alex Crescenti talked with a very happy head coach Jake Dickert following day one.
Another offseason has come and gone, and for the most part, there's been no seismic shifts in the college football universe that we didn't already know about. And that's good news for Washington State, who this time last year was dealing with all kinds of issues as the Pac-12 was ending right before their eyes. But you wouldn't even know there's just 2 teams left in the conference on day 1 of fall camp.
Oh, feels good to be back to practice, doesn't it? A lot of preparation goes into this point. But I told the guys, my plan didn't make it great. Their purpose and intent to the work makes it great. That was the best first day of fall camp we've had since I've been here, and it's because they went out there and wanted to do it. Not me, they did.
I love it. The big thing during practice is focusing on like whatever period we're in. You know, it's easy to kind of think when you're in the warm-up phase, like thinking down the road of, oh, what do I got to do for team or what do I got to do for this? I like to just keep it in the moment and being very present.
Now, one of the bigger storylines headed into fall camp is the quarterback battle. John Messier saw a lot of playing time last season and is the front runner right now, getting a lot of snaps with the ones, but Bryant transfer Zevi Eckhouse is hot on his tail.
I mean, we have different crews. Like, we hang out like as a team and see, like, there's no bad blood, like, but I mean, I wouldn't say he's my best friend. Like, I don't hang out, I hang out with a lot of linemen, but I mean, it's nothing against him. Like, it's not like I don't like him, but yeah, he's a great dude.
Now, the Cougs have exactly 1 month before the season kicks off against Portland State on August 31st, right here at Giesa Field. Reporting in Pullman, I'm Alex Crescenti, 4 News Now Sports.
All right, thank you, Alex. The Idaho Vandals also opened up fall camp. The team practiced outside in the heat instead of inside the comfy Kibbe Dome. Head coach Jason Eck says it'll help prepare his team for warm weather games in the early part of the season.
I think it's good for us. I think it's good just for your overall conditioning, and usually your first football game is, it's tough. No matter what the weather is, just your first time playing a full game. So I think it's good for us. We got to do a good job taking care of our bodies, staying hydrated. We're weighing the guys in and out after every practice, see how much water they're losing from sweat, and making sure we're keeping them healthy.
Idaho opens the season on August 31st on the road at Oregon. That'll be a tough one. Now, if you like high-scoring baseball, the Mariners and Red Sox series has been perfect for you. The teams have combined for 37 runs in the first 2 games. So, naturally, today would not be that. Game tied at 1 in the 5th inning. It's Josh Rojas at the plate for Seattle. He hits this one to dead center field, deepest part of the park. It goes 407 feet for the home run as Seattle takes the lead. Now to the bottom of the 6th, runner on second for the Red Sox. Danny Jansen comes through in the clutch for Boston. That squeezes through. That's going to tie the game at 6, and we would go to extra innings at Fenway Park. So fast forward now to the 10th. Runner on second for Boston, and it's Rafael Devers. He's dangerous, one of the most dangerous hitters in baseball, and that's why. Goes all the way off the green. Monster, that's going to score a run as the Mariners, well, they lose in walk-off fashion here in the series finale at Fenway Park, 3-2. Seattle loses the series, but they still remain a half a game ahead of the Houston Astros in the division. The Mariners back home on Friday for a 3-game series against the Philadelphia Phillies. And these games, win or lose, are good kind of litmus tests to see where you are against potential, postseason teams. Not good to lose the series, though.
Still got one, at least,
you
I
got
guess.
One. Didn't get swept.
Julian, thank you so much. Well, around the world now, despite more rain, Olympics officials determining the Seine River was safe enough for the triathlon today at the Paris Summer Games. In the pool, Katie Ledecky taking a run at history. Right now, the U.S. total medal count stands at 28. ABC's Inez de la Cuetara is in Paris with more.
American swimmer Katie Ledecky went into the 1,500-meter freestyle the overwhelming favorite, and she did not disappoint, earning the gold. This is her 12th Olympic medal, tying the record for most Olympic medals by a female swimmer. She has more races ahead these games and could become the most decorated female Olympic swimmer of all time. Ledecky now undefeated in the 1,500, having won 5 world titles and the first ever Olympic gold medal in the event at the 2020 Tokyo Games. On the tennis court, the top-seeded American duo, Coco Gauff and Jessica Pegula, were knocked out of the women's doubles event by the Czech Republic team. Gauff and Pegula have both already been eliminated from the women's singles event. But Gauff was back on the court for a second time Wednesday with partner Taylor Fritz in the mixed doubles quarterfinals. Fresh off a bronze medal for the men's team, gymnasts Paul Judah and Fred Richard competed in the artistic individual all-around final on Wednesday. Both men with a solid performance on the rings, but Richard slipped during the pommel horse, and Judah failed to stick his landing during the vault. In the end, neither man earned a medal in the competition. USA's men's basketball team playing their second game of the 2024 Olympics, facing South Sudan, whom they beat by only 1 point back on June 20th. The U.S. women's soccer team facing off against Australia, securing a first-place finish in their group. And after being delayed several times due to bacteria levels in the Seine, officials finally gave the all-clear for the triathlon competitions to begin. For the women, France's Cassandra Beaugrand winning the gold, while Great Britain's Alex Yee took gold in the men's competition after a sensational finish.
And after helping lead the U.S. to a gold medal in the team all-around final, Simone Biles will now compete in the individual all-around competition on Thursday. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, Paris.
And with the month of July wrapped up and, well, no rain coming today, we now have 5 straight months below average rainfall in the Spokane area. And so far, August looks like it may be continuing that pattern. That's coming up in your forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today we honor Susan Osborne. Susan is the executive director of Spokane Helpers Network.
It's really wonderful when people come up to us and let us know how much they appreciated receiving food when their cupboards, refrigerator were bare.
Susan is the driving force behind Spokane Helpers Network, delivering resources and necessities to neighbors in need.
Thanks to STCU for helping to make sure volunteers count.
Our cost of living is out of control, and people are hurting. Gas, food, and housing prices are among the nation's highest. The cost of crime is soaring, and we're the worst for taxes and spending. As governor, I will fund what works, fix what doesn't, and stop spending money we just don't have. Bob Ferguson won't change a thing. I will. And that's the difference.
Dave Reichert. Join us at Mission Park Saturday, August 3rd for the Snap Resource Carnival in collaboration with Community Health Plan of Washington. Everything is free. Enjoy face painting, games, delicious food, and more. Gear up for the new school year and grab free school supplies, sports physicals, and a back-to-school outfit while supplies last. Learn about the Working Families Tax Credit and see if you qualify. Join us for the free Snap Resource Carnival at Mission Park Saturday, August 3rd. See you there.
North Idaho Urology, in partnership with Cancer Care Northwest, we specialize in advanced prostate cancer care.
I'm Dr. Aaron Wagner. I'm a radiation oncologist with Cancer Care Northwest. We have quite a few different treatment options for prostate cancer, ranging anywhere from standard radiation and IMRT approaches to SBRT to brachytherapy, a full spectrum of different prostate cancer treatments. We very much try to individualize their treatment plan for them.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better, to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
John Fogerty Live at the Spokane Pavilion, August 16th. Tickets on sale now.
All right, welcome back. Here is a live look at the Osprey Cam in Coeur d'Alene's McEwen Park. And as you can see here, oh, there he is in the top left. There is one lone hawk watching families enjoy the nice weather. I guess the rest of the Osprey are probably out doing some fishing right now.
Yeah, it's a good day for it, that's for sure. Clear skies, nice temperatures. Certainly, everybody's been feeling the heat, even the critters, too.
Right.
And
we're going to feel it even more here pretty soon.
Yes, very, very soon. So, hey, let's take a look at some of the Wildlife Wednesdays submissions for today. You know, over the past month, lots of hummingbird photos have been coming into the Weather Center, and that includes this one from Dora Z. Davis. Really cool shot, something different from kind of the long, I guess, the landscape portrait type view there. And just the way that the birds are in flight there. I thought I saw a hummingbird outside my backyard the other day, and I was freaking out because I think they're pretty cool. And so are these photos, so thank you, Dora. Let's take it down now to Coulee Dam and our friend Nora Jen. We've got a mule deer having a little snack. He's got some velvety antlers. He's got an apple from somewhere. Certainly must have been a nice time there. Sir, a lot of critters probably not dealing with the smoke too well with the fires nearby in the Coulee Dam area. Then we go to Cindy Miller, and a good reminder here, folks, with this squirrel gathering up materials for her nest, that, you know what, before too long, after all, we just talked about football here on KXLY tomorrow, so it's going to be fall and cooler weather, hopefully sometime somewhat soon, but it's going to be here before you know it. And finally, we've got some local residents here for Wildlife Wednesday. This is from Chris in our engineering department. You think you can put a critter in the group email, in the company email, and not have me put it on TV? We see these guys around from time to time. Little raccoons, the urban wildlife. We can't ignore them. Either way, urban wildlife, rural wildlife, whatever your speed, it's going to be another hot couple of days around here. Excessive heat warnings now going into effect here as we go into Friday and Saturday. Widespread triple digits. See a lot of places, especially as you head further south and down in elevation into the Columbia Basin, that may be flirting with 110 by the time this is all said and done. Around Spokane, well, here's how things are going to go. A record-setting 7th 100-degree day in 2024 here coming up on Saturday. But really, one of the reasons why we're really trying to highlight this for you is because of how quickly things are about to heat up here. We had a whole week, basically, where we finally saw that heat calm down from earlier in the month. Well, we're going to go right back up to it. and continue on here, it looks like, through a good portion of August. I want to show you some of the temperatures that we're going to be looking for as we head into Friday, which is going to be the peak of this heat, even around places like St. Mary's and Pullman. A good chance for triple digits. 110 for Lewiston, 104 at Omak, 105 in Moses Lake. So, yeah, it's going to be a steamy one, and those overnight temperatures aren't going to help much either headed into Saturday to help cool off. Here's what's going on for next week. It looks like more warmer than average weather, at least a very good chance of that, but also a possibility, take this with a grain of salt, it's still August after all. We don't get much rain even when we have wetter than usual weather, but at least there's an opportunity. As for the next 7 days, not much going on, just a 10% chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Hopefully not too many thunderstorms. That's the last thing we're going to need after all of that hot weather in the next 3 days.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. As we head to another break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Should we take a look at? What do you think?
So here,
from design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Well, looks like our surgery patient is feeling better today.
Yep, I didn't need any oxy today. I thought I'd do a little surgery on the drain.
Huh. Do you need your pain pills anymore?
No.
Well, we should get them out of the house. There are places to drop them off.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I can do that right now.
And I will look at the drain.
Prevent opioid misuse. Find safe medication return options near you.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances. Visit neurostimtms.com or call to schedule your free consultation now.
Higher prices, a wide-open border, dysfunction in D.C. We need new leadership in Washington. We need Michael Baumgartner. He'll stop the reckless spending. Baumgartner will work to close the southern border once and for all. And he'll never stop fighting for Eastern Washington families. It's time for a change. It's time for a common sense conservative. It's time for Michael Baumgartner in Congress. Conservatives for American Excellence is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Lincoln County, gateway to Lake Roosevelt. Fish for more than 30 species in Lake Roosevelt year-round from shore or your boat. Houseboats are available for rent to create a family cruising experience. Visit the Inland Northwest Rail Museum just west of Reardon and take a train ride. Enjoy a rodeo, livestock show, carnival, and county fair every August. And every community hosts an annual parade and celebration. For a rundown of event dates and recreational opportunities, go to LakeRooseveltandmore.com.
I think this is my favorite. Okay, hon, what do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
4 News Now is brought to you by Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside, a local running group comes together to clean up a cemetery damaged by the fire in West Spokane last week. How they plan to bring these headstones back to life.
And I'm going to have an update on the wildfire smoke that's going to come up from California, from Oregon. Not where we're going to be able to breathe it, thankfully, but it's definitely going to make for an interesting looking sky as we head into the weekend. It also may affect our temperatures as well. So I've actually gone very conservative with these numbers, which is kind of scary when you think about that conservative is 102 for Friday.
Yeah. Yikes. All right, Matt, thank you very much. We'll see you all tonight at Nightside at 11 o'clock.